Hello, this is Jim Condit Jr. This morning, December 12th, 2009, Saturday at 9:30 a.m. Pacific Time, Fox Cable News carried a story that the Tea Party people have taken over the Republican Party in Las Vegas and in the state of Nevada. And this is true because on October 19th, a few months ago, we had Bill Pajunas, one of the leaders of that takeover by the constitutionalists, on our Monday night conference call, which you can find out about at wagthedog2010.com. This is how we hire and fire the party leaders, hire and fire Congress, and then we can put those banksters in New York and Washington, D.C. on trial and then give them a fair trial and then a long jail term. But notice that when I asked Bill Pajunas, how did you figure out to go from Tea Party to the Precinct movement to take over the Republican Party in Nevada, he says they learned from my video at wagthedog2010.com. The Strangest Political Secret is the name of the video, and it's 13 minutes long. So at the end, I'm going to ask everybody who gets this, and I'm going to ask you to try to make this as viral as you can on YouTube, because we're fighting for our country's life. Send people to wagthedog2010.com to see that video. But now let's listen to the Bill Pajunas interview and how the constitutionalists took over Nevada by using the only peaceful and constitutional way to take back our country, the precinct strategy.
This conference is being recorded.
We have people from all over the country here tonight. That's great.
It's exciting.
Yes, it is. Really, this is great, really.
Okay, everybody, this is Jim Condit Jr. in Cincinnati, and I'm the host of the National Precinct Activist Conference Call. This is
Jennifer?
This is our
Robin at New York.
Hello.
Hi.
This is our first. This is our fifth.
That's
right.
Poor Jim.
People are still coming on. That's okay. That's why we wait. This week our guest is Bill, I hope I'm pronouncing the name right, Pajunas of Nevada, and their group is actually like a textbook case of success of what we should all do. What they did is real life, and they won. They won 6 of the 7 seats in Las Vegas, Nevada. In this case, what happened in Las Vegas is not going to stay in Las Vegas. Okay, now on that note, I'm going to turn it over to our guest, Bill Pajunas. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, Bill, of Clark County, Nevada, which is where Las Vegas is. Bill, go ahead.
Okay, thanks, Jim. Everybody hear me okay? We heard the Glenn Beck call to action, right? People organized around something called Tea Parties on tax day, April 15th. Now, this happened all over the country, and it was largely ignored by the media and everything else. And they said, look, we have got to do something radical to change what's going on. We can't afford this. Both parties have deserted us. We didn't desert the parties deserted us. So we sat and we said, okay, what we're going to do? We started having coalition meetings, and what happened was you saw groups spring up, like the 912 group, the Glenn Beck groups, all these various organizations, and they were all separate. But we all had the same goal in mind. So what happened was 2 of the very basic first group leaders that started in Las Vegas said, look, we should actually get together with the leaders of all of our different groups and see what we can accomplish, because this is ridiculous to have 50 people in one group, 60 people in another group, 180 in another group, when we should all come together and actually see what we can do if we consolidate. Once this coalition happened, we had a combined meeting of all of the various groups, and it was fairly well represented. We sat down and we laid out everything that we wanted to do, and we came to a consensus. So in so doing, we got all of our grassroots people to join. We swelled the ranks of the Central Committee. We got in and we put up a slate of candidates of our own who were all from the grassroots movement. They had no prior connection to the party establishment. They were all people who said, look, it's what I said in the beginning. Most of us were just reluctant activists. We just said, okay, we're very, very upset about the way the country's going. We don't like what's happening. We need to change this. And the only way we can do it is to find some way to change Washington. The way you change Washington is to change the local level. If we control the precincts, if we get out and do the grassroots work that Acorn and those other groups are doing on the other side, all of that being said, we put up our slate of officers, and we had 6 of the 7 elected on the first ballot, and we had a runoff for the chairman. Now, the person who actually won was not the person we endorsed at first. However, it has turned out to be a very good thing, because this man ran at the very last moment as a substitute for the other candidate that was the establishment person. He is a constitutionalist. He has been involved in trying to make changes in the party, and no one would pay any attention to him. So now he's our chairman. Our vice chairman is from the grassroots. Our political director is from the grassroots. Our precinct organizer, administrator is from the grassroots. The secretary is from the grassroots. The treasurer is a holdover, but he's very, very strong conservative person, and he does an excellent job with the book, so we couldn't argue about him. That is a huge, huge success. So we have our work cut out for us, but we are getting people every day calling, saying, what can I do? How can I get in on this? They've been to the tea parties. They've been to some of the protest rallies that we've done. They've been to some of the town hall meetings. But the word is getting out. So now that we've got that as a base, we're moving forward. We're able to make some waves and things. Let me tell you this very, very simply. The establishment Republicans are scared to death. They are doing everything they can to try to thwart us right now. They're interjecting all kinds of things that are, they're throwing roadblocks in our way. It's going to be our grassroots candidates. We're not going to sit back and be dictated to by the supposed power brokers who have been in office forever and made all the big contributions. The good news out of all of this, people, is that this strategy is something that will work, and it is shaking the foundations to their very roots. They sit back. These people have been the fat cats, the big money donors, the Republican power brokers, the behind-the-scenes wielders of influence and everything, and they're looking at this and they're saying, oh, my God, we may not be in power. We may lose this thing in 2010. We will not support them unless they're grassroots candidates and they support the Constitution. In other words, we're not going to sit back and be dictated to anymore. We've had enough of this, politics as usual. It's just not going to work anymore in this country. And that I'm hopeful, I say that with all sincerity, that this is something that is common throughout the entire country. It's not just here. It's not just the Tea Party people. It's all the people sitting at home yelling at their television at night. It's the people that are sitting there wondering what to do. How can I get involved? I feel so helpless. We're not helpless, people. We've got the majority. We've got one thing working for us, the will of the American people. It has never been dominated. The will of the American people has won every conflict that they have unified for and fought against, and they will do it again. Pretty much, folks, my message to all of you is this system will be the answer, and it will work as long as we get involved. I guess the best way to describe it is a true patriotic grassroots movement that is working to recover the country.
Oh, Bill, thank you so much. Could I ask who was it out there? Or how did your group find out that the precinct system would be a good complementary action to the Tea Parties and the 9/12 rallies?
Okay, well, there were 2 original founders. One was Jeff Waffle, who started the very first Glenn Beck meetup group, and the other one was Frank Ricotta, who started Nevada Patriots.
Okay.
And Dwayne Libby, and then there were 3 other people who were involved with the Campaign for Liberty.
Okay.
And I think either 3 or 4 of those people all got the Wag the Dog video.
Oh, okay, good.
And we put that out as before we had our first combined meeting. We put that out for people to talk about this, and we said this is what we think will be the strategy going forward.
Oh,
and that's how we adopted it. So
good. I didn't know. I wasn't looking for you to say. I didn't know if you found out from the Wag the Dog video or from somewhere else. Of course, a lot of people know about this, but that's what the Wag the Dog video is for, so that people can send anybody there and at least get somewhat of an orientation in 13 minutes. So that's the reason we put it up.